Greetings from Sri Krishna Science Center. On account of World Television Day, today we are here with a presentation titled Evolution of Television. My name is Lalruat Felarantle. I'm a curator at the Sri Krishna Science Center, Patna. So, first of all, we may wonder why the World Television Day was celebrated. Here, the first World Television Forum was held on 21st and 22nd of November in the year 1996 to discuss the growing significance of television, because television has been playing a very important role in communication of information. So the United Nations subsequently, in its General Assembly, decided to proclaim the 21st of November as World Television Day through Resolution 51/205 of 17 December 1996. And here, it is not a celebration of the tool itself, the TV, the television itself, but the philosophy it represents, which is a symbol for communication and globalization in the contemporary world. For example, we can also see the US presidential election. We can get the information, whatever is happening right now, from a far country like ours. Whatever is happening in the other part of the world can be seen and being updated at the same time. So everything is happening because of through the medium of television, in the form of television. So even though the advancement of smartphones and other means of communication have been accelerated, video consumption, television is still the largest video consumption source, and moreover, number of TV households in the world is expected to rise from 1.3 billion in 2017 to 1.74 billion in 2023. So that much role it has played. Because of that, the United Nations has also realized the importance of television and the role it has played. So we are celebrating the 21st of November as World Television Day. Going back to history, we have already known radio. Radio had the invention of radio had preceded the invention of television. So, but through radio, we can transmit only audio signals. So transmission of video signals had always been the target of innovators. So there is one John Logie Baird from Scotland in the year 1924 had devised a certain kind of machine which can transmit video signals. Even before him, machine of such kind has been proposed and developed, but he was the first who made a commercialized, or that can be commercialized, machine. He himself said in the subsequent year 1925 he demonstrated or broadcasted to the public, and he himself said the image of the dummy's head formed itself on the screen. This dummy head was broadcasted with what appeared to me was almost unbelievable clarity at that time. I had got it. I could scarcely believe my eyes and felt myself shaking with excitement. And this is the image that was broadcasted. So blurry boundary, very, very poor resolution, no definite details of the image. So the face of ventriloquist dummy, which was named Stucky Bill, was first broadcasted. The resolution was measured in lines. Baird used 30 holes. So let me just go back. The first television set, light is coming from here, and there is a disc that is rotating, and on the disc there are holes. Baird used 30 holes in a spiral form, so the light has been recorded in a photochemical cells. So light signals enter photoelectric cell. Light signals were converted to electric signals and then transmitted, broadcasted. So 30 holes in a spiral form. So because of this mechanism, it is called mechanical television. With the advancement of technology, we have electronic television that we will discuss in the coming slides. So on the disc there were 30 holes, and the resolution has, let's say, in analogy, a 1080p video, a video that has resolution of 1080p will have 1080 lines. But Baird had already used only 30 holes. That's why resolution is kind of expected. So let me just spend some time with this 1080p. The P here refers to progressive scan. So in another language, in another aspect, we can also have 1080i. I means interlaced. Interlacing means doubling the frame rate with the given signal. So they have their own, each has its own advantage, but a P, 720p or something like that, this progressive scan gives a smooth picture, smoother than the interlaced ones. So again, resolution becomes, now having obtained the image or the object, the next challenge will be the resolution, improving the resolution. And the other one is, in 1928, he made a color transmission by using color light sources and filters. So he had also tried one with 120 line mechanical system, means that holes. So, and later on, it was others had also tried, and then the maximum lines or resolution they can go up to was around 240. So this was the first commercialized television set. This is the disc, the mechanical scanner. The disc itself is the scanner because it scans the objects sequentially. So the first commercially sold television is this in 1929, called the Baird televisor. About 10,000 sets were sold at about 26 British pounds. In those days it will be quite expensive, 26 pounds in 29. So now the challenge has been on coloring and finer resolution. Resolution means number of basic units that represents a image. So the more the units that represent a particular image, the smoother, the clearer will be the image. So in simple language, we can understand like that. The number of units that represents a image is called the resolution. So with the advancement of technology and particularly vacuum tubes, we have the electronic television. Philo Farnsworth in 1928. This is him with his invention. Now, the mechanical scanner, that large disc by Baird, was replaced by something called the cathode ray tube, which consists of a vacuum tube. There is a filament, and which is heated, and once heated, it emits electrons which are called cathode rays. A number of electrons moving in a particular direction in the form of ray. These are called cathode rays, and the tube is called cathode ray tube. So the movement of these electrons or the cathode rays are steered by electrodes, charged plates. The plates which have charges controlled by electric and magnetic field. So, and they hit a screen, a phosphor coating on a back of the glass. These are the TVs which, the first electronic TVs which we have experienced, we have seen. So these are the details. So coloring, we have RGB filters, red, green, blue. So these three are the fundamental colors. A combination of these three in a certain proportion can give any color. So RGB are the main fundamental building blocks of whatever we have seen. I mean, the colors we have seen. So the first technology was the vacuum tube, which is called the CRT, cathode ray tube. Next is the liquid crystal display. So liquid crystal, liquid means something liquid, the state of matter, one of the states of matter, and crystal has been associated with solid, another state of matter. So objects, materials which exhibit both partially liquid and partially solid, these are the building blocks of the LCD displays. So this it was accidentally discovered by a botanist, Frederick Renitzer, in cholesterol benzoate in the year 1888. A derivative of the compound is a derivative of cholesterol, which was not commercially developed till the late 1960s. So the first TV, mechanical TV, comes in the 1928, came in the 1928, and then LCDs were developed after 40 years. So the first intensively studied liquid crystal myelin sheets are sleeves of fatty tissue that protect our nerve cells. These are the liquid crystals. So most of the biological materials can form or are liquid crystals. So the building block is light comes from the background, from behind, and there is a polarizing film. Polarizing means the sense of vibration of electric fields are restricted. This is vertically polarized, and then there is a glass filter, negative electrode, and then the liquid crystal layer, and then positive electrode, glass filter, and then polarizer, cross polarizer, horizontal, and then the display screen. This is now the thickness. Let's say this is the thickness of this liquid crystal is around micrometer. Let's say around this will be around 1 meter. So if I divide this much length into 1000 and take 1 unit, and again that unit I divide into 1000, and that 1 unit is a micron. So that much small it is. We cannot see it with our it is naked eye. So that much thick it is. So this is we have seen in this some digital watch, wristwatch, and many certain displays. Now coloring is another big challenge. We have again RGB sections using some thin film transistor. It is devised, and then the same mechanical, the same technique is used using this some complications. Then we get a proper LCD what we call as LCD TVs right now in today's world. So the technology was already patented in 1971 using the twisted nematic liquid crystal displays. Nematic means like a thread. It comes from a Greek word. So what it means is this the liquid crystals that look like this. The layers were twisted before, twisted like this. So these are optically active materials, which means they change the polarization state, the polarization angle of the electric field. So initially they are twisted in a particular, in some manner. Whenever a light signal, which is a combination of electric and magnetic fields, whenever a light signal comes, they change the polarization state of the incoming light and transmit it through, and comes out in various forms, color and shape like this. So it depends on the light. Now next is plasma. So now here the reason why I have spent much time on the liquid LCD is because that is the fundamental of working principle of the other technologies. Now in plasma is also nothing but nothing much different is there, but instead of LCDs, instead of the liquid crystals, we use plasma. Plasma is regarded as the fourth state of matter after solid, liquid and gas. It is a dense collection of charged particles, also called as ion gas. Ion means charged atoms. An atom which loses an electron or which gains an electron. These are called ions. So a number of ions together becoming as a gas, high density charged atoms, these are called plasma. And for these applications, a mixture of xenon and neon gases are commonly used. So the same horizontal, vertical polarizer, the plasma screen, instead of the liquid crystal, plasmas are kept, a layer of plasma is kept here, and a cross polarizer. This is also patented in 1971. Next comes the light emitting diodes. So again, an LED screen is similar to the LCD screen again, but the only difference is the light that comes from the back is an LED. This is a simple LED, red, green, blue. And then a LCD TV uses a cold cathode fluorescent lamp, which is this, the incoming light from behind. But in LEDs, it uses the LEDs. In LED screens, they use the LEDs, light emitting diodes. So those are, diodes means, di means two, odes means electrodes, two electrodes. So one is positive and one is negative, which is connected to a source. So forward biasing means positive towards positive, negative towards negative. So the positive here pushes the positive particles here towards in this direction, and the negative and negative repel again similarly. So they move. So once they combine, these are called holes and these are electrons. So when holes and electrons are combined, they are separated by a certain energy gap. So when that energy gap is overcome, when they combined, the energy is given out in the form of light. So light emitting diodes, they emit lights in the process of combination. So they are called light emitting diodes. So simple example is, these are simple diodes, LEDs. So depending on the wavelength or frequency, we have different colors. So in terms of power consumption, a CRT, a cathode ray tube, has 70 to 150 watts, LCD has 50 to 250, plasma has 300 to 700 watts, and OLED LED, light emitting diodes, have 15 to 60. O means organic. So nowadays, research has been on for finding stable light emitting diodes using organic compounds, means carbon and its compounds. So here conventionally the semiconductors we talk about, N-type, P-type, these are usually silicon, germanium, all these things. But with the advantage of organic compounds are that they are flexible, they are cheap, cheap in the sense less expensive, cost effective. So, and moreover, this kind of flexible screens, I can even wear a screen, LED screen, that kind of flexibility is there. So, and moreover, since the LEDs consume very less power and cheap in price, low in price, we can enhance many things like resolutions, depth of the detail information. So next is to summarize our talk, evolution of television. We started off in 1928 with the octagon television preceding Baird in America. But Baird was considered as the first inventor because he was the first to broadcast, commercialize and all. So, and then 1930 in the first commercially business started from 1929, late 1929, 1930. And 1931 CBS begins experimental broadcasting. CBS means Columbia Broadcasting System. And then NBC, National Broadcasting Company, and then it goes on, BBC come into play. This is the reason why, this is important because as we have mentioned in the beginning, we are not celebrating the tools themselves, but we are celebrating the philosophy the televisions represent. So BBC, right from the invention, right from the commercialization of the tools, the CBS, NBC, they start jumping into the game. And then 1952, a black and white portable TVs come into the picture, and then Sharp company, Sony, and then competitions, and it evolves. Looking at this figure also, we can see the evolution of technology as well as the broadcasting companies or corporations. Sony, Samsung in 2007. Now we have Ultra HD, all these things. So HD also come with the technology which we have discussed, LCD, LED and all. So now this is, one may talk about full HD. First of all, HD, 720p. 720p is called HD. P means progressive scan. So, but full HD is called 1080p. And then what is called is 4K. 4K has a resolution of 3840 into 2140. And then 5K, the next is 8K, future. So from 1920, the American Octagon, to 2020, 8K, Ultra HD, not even a full HD. Before it was HD, high definition, and then full HD, full high definition. Now we have Ultra HD, 8K. Thank you.